We go across to Ashesh. US court has dismissed all criminal charges against Gautam Adani, Sagar Adani and associate Vineet Jain, ending the legal case that began in 2024. The charges were dismissed with prejudice, meaning the criminal prosecution cannot be reopened. Let's go across. Ashesha, give us the lowdown of what's played out.
Well, yes, so Adani Group of stocks will be in focus, and a positive development that has come in this morning where US judge has now dismissed criminal charges against Gautam Adani. Department of Justice has said, had earlier in May said that it would drop fraud and bribery charges against Gautam Adani, and this has now finally come through. Adani says he has now welcomed the decision, reports he respects the judicial process and the fact that it took some time, but it has come in the right direction. US Department of Justice has sought dismissal with prejudice of charges against Gautam Adani, Sagar Adani, Vineet Jain and other defendants in the case, and the charges against them have now therefore been dropped by US Department of Justice. So clearly a positive development that has come in, because of which the entire group of stocks will be in focus today.
Sisha, for that, that's a big overhang, and I think it's expected. And joining us to give us an implication of that is senior advocate at Supreme Court, Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay, hi, morning. Give us a sense of how does this ruling changes the landscape for Adani, especially with respect to if it wants to raise funds from overseas market.
Well, the pendency of this particular case could have created an overhang when it went into the market, especially the international markets, for further funding. This would have to be a disclosure in whatever documents that it filed or that in the prospectuses that it issued. Now this case is over. It has been dismissed with prejudice, which means that it cannot be reinstated. Therefore, there needs to be no reporting or adverting to this case any further. So to that extent, it certainly is positive.
Hegde, also, if you can give us a sense of, from a legal point of view, while the criminal case has been removed over a period of time, the SEC has also, looked at various aspects of this case. Now, does it remove all the legal and regulatory hurdle for the Adani Group when it comes to accessing overseas market or even US markets for fundraising?
See, the SEC case has ended in a settlement. That had happened earlier. The criminal case was pending, but the Department of Justice had said that it was going to approach the court to have the charges dismissed. On an earlier occasion, the judge had certain questions. Now those questions have been answered. The judge has allowed the dismissal with prejudice, which means that this case cannot be reinstated. So therefore, both the civil as well as the criminal cases have come to an end, and there is no further impediment with respect to the facts of this case, which require any further disclosures or any further impediments arising out of this particular case. If there are other cases, that's a different thing altogether, but as of now, no.
Mr. Hegde, the Adani Group has a significant amount of CapEx coming up over the next few years. With this, this order coming in from the US court, does it, pave the way for financing those CapEx not only in India but also in overseas jurisdictions for them?
Well, this can't pave the way, but this could have been an impediment. That impediment no more exists. How the markets view it, how financiers view it, the fact that there was a prosecution launched, but the prosecutors themselves decided to drop charges, whether that impacts the rates of lending, all those are separate questions. But right now, the big plus for the Adani Group is that no such impediment exists.
Mr. Hegde, thank you very much for joining us today and giving us this that perspective. Thank you.
Thank you.